What is good, YouTube, man? Today I'm back for you guys with the nation with another video for y'all, man. Today I'm gonna just be on the topic of the Raiders last week's general news, right? Today we got some breaking news for y'all, man, and I'm just excited, right? I'm really just excited. But you know what's right now. I gotta give a shout out to y'all for all the crazy support on these recent videos, man. We are pushing the 900 subscriber mark, man. We are really getting close to that 1,000 goal, and I mean that 1,100 goal, and I can't express how much I thank you guys, man. I truly appreciate it a lot, man. Raider Nation is such a supportive fan base. I mean, it's like a family or something like that, man. I really appreciate all of you guys, but really quick, let me shout out Icy Nate for the thumbnail of today's video. You know his Instagram page link is going to be in the description below. But let's get into it now. Alright, so before I get into the breaking news, right, let's talk about Richard Sherman, right? Because Richard Sherman, there's reports right now that Richard Sherman, it's down now to three teams, right? Richard Sherman has been getting a lot of support and offers and all this kind of stuff from a bunch of teams, but the three teams that have remained steady with him, it's only been the Saints, the 49ers, and the Las Vegas Raiders. So we are still in the mix to get veteran cornerback Richard Sherman, and I love to hear that, man. I love to hear that we're still in the mix to get Richard Sherman, and man, that keeps my hopes up a bit, right? Like I'm not too impatient anymore about the whole Richard Sherman front. Like I'm not too sure if it'll even still happen, but I am glad to see that we are still in contact with him day in and day out. I like to know that kind of stuff, right? Because after we saw the beginning days of free agency, we saw John Johnson get swooped up, and we apparently just weren't in the mix about that, right? We were only interested in one safety, and that was Rayshawn Jenkins, and he signed elsewhere, right? So I really like to see that we're still in the mix with Richard Sherman, and I really think that our options are high. I think that the Saints, I don't know why he would go there. They're lost a lot of pieces. I don't think they're going to be a good team next year, in my honest opinion. And honestly, the 49ers, I think that bridge is burned, in all honesty, right? I mean, they couldn't come to an agreement before the season. Why would they be able to before the offseason, it looks like they were just never getting together, and it looked like they were parting ways. So I really just think that it's out of the Raiders and the Saints, right? And I really think that we have a strong shot to get Richard Sherman, in all honesty, right? I really like this, that we're staying in touch with a good veteran corner like him, and it just excites me. So into the breaking news of today. Karl Joseph, the Hitman, he is back, man. Former Raiders first-round pick is now back with the Las Vegas Raiders, and finally, he's gonna be able to be put in a position that he actually played. Coming out of West Virginia, Karl Joseph was he was an elite talent, right? We were all stoked that we got him, but when you look at it, he was never put in his actual position. He played free safety with West Virginia, and he came in and he played a lot of strong safety. He still had a good plays, but honestly, the only thing that strong safety allowed him to do was hit. And honestly, I mean, it didn't work out as well as we thought it would. But you look at what happened with the falling out of last year. He was told from Paul Gunther that he wasn't a scheme fit, and that's why he left. Looking at his press conference he had today with the Raiders, he stated multiple times he never wanted to leave. He thought that he was going to start and finish his career with the Raiders all in one. He never wanted to leave the Raiders. He wanted to retire a Raider. And guess what? He said, hopefully I get that opportunity this time around. I like that a lot. Somebody who's loved the nation, he said that he looked at this team like family. He said that playing against us with the Browns last year and dapping up all the guys that he played with in years before, he said it felt like he never left. When you have somebody who is that into one team, yeah, it must have hurt a lot for him to get told, guess what? You have to leave. We have to move on because you just aren't a scheme fit. Imagine that coming from the worst defensive coordinator in the NFL. Man, I'm just so happy he's back. He said that he and Gus Bradley had extensive conversations prior to him signing. So yesterday or this morning, he said that he had a long talk with Gruden, right? So I really recommend you guys to go out and watch that 7-minute press conference that Karl Joseph had. He said that DC, Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, all those guys, Cleveland Ferrell and Max Crosby, he said young guys that are all getting better. He said that he watched this team closely, not from afar. He said he watched this team closely last year, and he said he was really excited. And he was asked, was there anybody that was in tune with you every single day of the offseason? He said, yeah, Jonathan Abram was calling, he was texting me, he was doing all this kind of stuff to try and get me to return. And guess what? Here I am now. He said Jonathan Abram's a big factor on why I did sign, but most importantly, he wanted to finish as a Raider. And I love that. If you are coming with the team, I don't care if you are trash, but you have the drive to play for a team and play for a coach and play for a fan base, bro, that is what I want. You're going to play better just because of that. Not only that, he took a small little dig, in my opinion, at the Browns, right? He said, I played with the Raiders fan base and I played with the Browns fan base. And yes, the Browns fan base is very loyal, but guess what? There is nothing that compares to the Raider Nation. He said, I've experienced the black hole. I've experienced playing in Oakland. And he said that I love it. Right? He said that he loves it. So I really just want him to have his chance this year. I really want him to, if it's not starting, but I want him to get his chance to play for the Las Vegas Raiders and just get his opportunity that he never got under Paul Gunther playing a strong safety. Yes, he was an average strong safety, but maybe he could be above average strong safety, free safety with the Raiders, right? We still could go after and get somebody like a Mo Rig in the first round or maybe a Richie Grant in the second, but guess what? The options are still out there. We could honestly run with Carl Joseph, but I honestly don't think so. But moving on from that, right? Those four guys all hitting the field together, all out there as a team. Derek Carr called it Team Thursday. Shout out to Foster Moreau, John Brown, Henry Ruggs, and I'm missing a guy. Zay Jones was also out there, all with Derek Carr working out in the offseason. Last year, we saw Zay Jones and Nelly busting their behinds with DC all off season, and guess what? Nelly had a breakout year. I love the fact that now we have four guys doing that. We have Zay Jones, we have Henry Ruggs, we have John Brown, we have Foster Moreau, and and even Andre James. He's out there snapping the ball for Derek Carr. That's another thing. But the guy that I really like the most right now, and honestly I think is flying under all of our Raiders all of our Raider radars as a fan base, is Henry Ruggs. Right? He had a very underwhelming season performance-wise, up to a first-round pick standards, right? He said it. He graded his season this year a D- or something like that. I really like that he took that to heart and he went in the weight room, like everybody's been saying. He's went on the field, and he's getting that connection with Derek Carr, right? We all said it. Okay, once Derek Carr and Henry Ruggs get on the same page, it's going to be great. They're going to do great things. Well, guess what? They're doing that now. Yes, he didn't do it last year. They couldn't. But guess what? They're doing that now. That's what I like the most. And John Brown, to be out there the second that the team signed him, dude, that reminds me a lot of Nelson Aguilar. I'm not gonna lie. Just to backtrack a bit, John Brown did say that he came here for his career. It was a career move. He did it. He said he saw great things in Derek Carr. And when you have guys like Zay Jones, I honestly want to see Bryan Edwards out there, right? I know Bryan Edwards is all of our guys to set out to kind of break out in a sense, but I really see Ruggs taking everything that we said as a fan base to heart. The same thing with Amik Robertson. The same thing with Damon Arnett. Damon Arnett, he may not post that he's in the gym every day, but he is. Yes, he's posting his music. It's a hobby. We can't get mad at an NFL player for having hobbies, right? Like, Damon Arnett heard what Mike Mayock said, that he needs to be in that weight room religiously. And that's what he's doing. You don't have to show everybody every move you make to please them, right? And I get it. As a fan base, you can want your first round picks to be posting all football because it's a huge investment. It's a first round pick. But at the end of the day, they're humans, guys. Like, I really am just so hyped that Henry Ruggs is out there with Derek Carr, getting their resume together, just building that chemistry. We saw somebody like Michael Crabtree coming to the Raiders, built that trust, built that connection, that chemistry with Derek Carr, and they were unstoppable. They were almost unstoppable. Now, imagine if that team that year had Darren Waller, if they had Josh Jacobs, if they had Kenyon Drake, if they had John Brown, Henry Ruggs, Hunter Renfrow. Bro, this offense is going to be electric. This team is honestly two pieces on the defense away from being a true, not Super Bowl contender, but a true playoff team, right? In my opinion, I think somebody commented down below. On paper, our team is very, very good. On paper, our team can match up with most teams. But you look at other teams like the Chargers, the Dolphins, the 49ers, all getting praise for what they're doing this offseason. But you know who continues to get hate? The Raiders. But guess what? We make our moves in silence, man. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm glad to see that we're still in the mix for Richard Sherman. I'm so glad that we reunited with the Hitman, Carl Joseph. I love that. I love that a lot. I love that we got him back. He never wanted to leave. He was forced out, and you never want a player to be forced out. But, Raider Nation, that is going to be it for today's video. Like, comment, subscribe if you can, and I'm out. Peace.